Colombian authorities will begin the recovery of a 316-year-old shipwreck, the San Jose, which was a 150-foot-long Spanish galleon ship. It sank during a battle with a British squadron in 1708, some way off the coast from the Caribbean port city of Cartagena. At the time of sinking, the San Jose was carrying a payload full of treasure, which consisted of 200 tons of silver and emeralds, 11 million gold coins, and porcelain pottery, Colombian Navy divers have revealed. Since the Colombian Navy discovered the final resting place of the Spanish galleon San Jose in 2015, its location has remained a state secret. The wreck and its precious cargo left deep under the waters of the Caribbean. Colombian authorities are working together with several Colombian consortiums, with a view to recovering the $17 billion cargo that was aboard the shipwrecked San Jose nearly a decade after it was first discovered. According to a press release from the Colombian government, the other consortiums include the Ministry of Cultures, Arts, and Knowledge, the National Navy's General Maritime Directorate, and the Colombian Institute of Anthropology and History. The San Jose was a 150-foot-long ship. Weaponry was consistent with the era, which in addition with hand-to-hand combat weaponry included 60 for mid-range cannons. It was a three-masted sailing ship. It sank with 600 men aboard. Only 11 individuals survived the incident. The San Jose was traveling to Europe with treasures intended to aid in funding the War of the Spanish Succession, when it was pursued by a British squadron who sought to capture it in order to plunder and deprive Spain of funds. However, during the scuffle, this resulted in the ship being sunk in battle some way off the coast from the Caribbean port city of Cartagena. The San Jose's international connections have historically hampered research, due to the legal battles that ensued over salvage rights and ownership. While Colombia discovered the wreck in its territorial waters, Spain maintains it belonged to their fleet, returning from a former Spanish territory. Additionally, Sea Search Armada SSA, a US-based salvage company, claimed to have located the area in 1981 and argued for a profit-sharing agreement, which a U.S. court ultimately rejected in 2011, recognizing Colombia's ownership exclusively. Indigenous communities in Bolivia have also laid claim to potential riches, believing their ancestors mined the silver and gold used in the artifacts. Colombia's Ministry of Culture emphasizes their self-funded initial exploration phase of $7.3 million and reiterates their commitment to honoring UNESCO's 2018 plea against selling any recovered artifacts. Financial gain has always been a central theme surrounding the San Jose, Coates observed, and his comments reach back over 300 years ago. First, the British sought to capture it to deprive Spain of funds, then the potential riches fueled the archaeological search. Legal disputes then overshadowed the actual study of the ship. Ideally, this time, financial motives wouldn't take precedence. A large-scale, collaborative effort focused on structured scientific study would be truly beneficial. Colombia attempted to recoup some of the immense costs associated with salvaging the San Jose shipwreck by auctioning off a portion of the recovered artifacts. This sparked much controversy. Both UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, and even Colombia's own high courts intervened. UNESCO, which works to preserve cultural heritage, likely objected on the grounds that the artifacts belong to humanity's shared history and shouldn't be fragmented through a commercial sale. Colombia's high courts might have focused on legal concerns surrounding ownership of the recovered items and the potential exploitation of cultural heritage for financial gain. Despite the controversy surrounding the potential auction, 8 years after the discovery, Colombian officials seem to be prioritizing scientific exploration. They've pushed past the political hurdles and announced a potential start date for artifact retrieval as early as April. There's been a persistent focus on the San Jose as a treasure chest, acknowledged Algina Cacheto, director of the Colombian Institute of Anthropology and History. We're moving beyond that narrative. Our primary concern isn't unearthing riches, but rather unlocking the historical and archaeological secrets buried within the shipwreck. There were numerous attempts at claiming salvage rights to the treasure. This would result in legal claims by salvage groups from Spain, the United States, Bolivian indigenous groups, and Colombia. They all claimed they had due rights to the shipwreck in past years. However, as with most races, there can be but one winner, and so it was in this case. Because after a long legal battle, it was determined in 2011 in a United States court that the ship was the property of the Colombian state, according to an ABC News report. In 2015, then Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos spoke at a news conference about the discovery, telling attendees, "This is the most valuable treasure that has been found in the history of humanity." Remarkably, although it met its fate over 300 years ago and has suffered the ravages of the marine environment within which it rests, the vessel has remained untouched by humans. The Colombian government has planned to invest almost 18 million pesos, or just over $1 million American dollars, in the recovery effort. Unlike the Mary Rose, which rested in cold, shallow waters, the San Jose lies in a harsh environment, deep tropical waters. This poses significant challenges for recovery, potentially making it one of the most expensive and complex operations ever undertaken. The variety of cargo raises concerns about its reaction to re-exposure to air, explained Algina Cacheto, director of the Colombian Institute of Anthropology and History. "We're unsure if recovering anything in a salvageable state is even feasible. To protect the wreck from looters, its precise location remains a state secret." Colombian authorities have revealed its depth, a staggering 600 meters, far beyond the reach of human divers. The Colombian military is currently developing a fleet of underwater robots to meticulously document the wreckage through photography, videography, and mapping before attempting any retrieval operation. The extent of salvageable material hinges on a multitude of factors, according to Alex Hildred, head of the Mary Rose Research Program. These include water currents, temperature, the type of sediment burying the wreck, how the ship's cannons landed, and even the current inhabitants of the seabed. Adding to the complexity, the San Jose also suffered fire damage from the battle with the British Squadron. Lifting the ship and creating a museum would be an incredibly difficult, expensive, and challenging feat, said Hildred. Furthermore, competing claims for ownership only exacerbate the situation. Colombia's Ministry of Culture emphasizes their self-funded initial exploration of $7.3 million. and reiterates their commitment to honoring UNESCO's 2018 plea against selling any recovered artifacts. Despite the immense challenges, Colombia is committed to the project and presses on with the San Jose recovery, determined to unlock the secrets buried within. The success of this operation hinges on innovative engineering and technology, meticulous planning, and navigating a complex legal landscape. If Colombia can overcome these hurdles, the San Jose will offer invaluable insights into 18th century maritime trade, Spanish colonial power structures, and the lives lost at sea. And of course, there is the treasure itself. However, the ultimate goal goes beyond mere treasure hunting. As in Coates emphasized, a collaborative international effort focused on scientific exploration will transform the San Jose from a symbol of material riches into a treasure trove of historical knowledge for generations to come.
Thank you for listening. Please join me next time when we will delve into another episode.